Welcome. I'm Crimey Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. This is where we are untangling the scriptures, Genesis of chapter 1, we're at, and it seemed like ages we're still on the first chapter, and from verse 1 to about 8 now, we would say, or thereabout. But there is so much, and to really understand and really digest. So before I go on, just to encourage you that numerology is really a wonderful tool to have because first of all we get to understand, okay, if we can have a word and define the word Genesis, for instance, which equals 33. Then we begin to wonder, well, what does that mean to us? What does 33 mean to us? How can I use that? First of all, is how can I use that to win the lottery? Most of us really want to go there. But no, what happens is that the numbers, of course, carry a certain vibration that resonates in certain parts of your being and your seeking, for instance, and what you are wanting to explore the answers. So the more we become familiar with the words and numbers or numerical values, because we are talking numbers, the more we understand their significance, say for 6, for instance, with or 33 in Genesis, which is double three, meaning that there is a double vibration. It also equals 6, which is which equals people, which equals policeman, which is 33 as well, person. Of course, it means there is so much. Of course, I have been it means blood. Is it blood? No, 3 is blood. But there are so many sixes. It's really trying. So then we are number 6 as well because we learn we were created on the 6th day of the week. So of the six on the 6th day, not necessarily the week. So the 6th day in itself tells us that there is perhaps very little that exists without us being able to resonate with it. So we have that open accessibility to that which it is and what we are. So just to really encourage you to use this as a tool, become familiar with it, because we know that every aspect of our being, for instance, it's about numbers. We talk numbers. They talk trillions of numbers. You've got a door, a number to your door. You've got numbers to your date of birth. You've got numbers to the children in your or people in your home, and numbers to the amount of eyes you have and nostrils and etc. It's all in our makeup. So just to familiarize ourselves with that is a nice place to begin. Okay, so something that caught my eye, although I have been exploring Genesis of chapter 1 to verse 1 to 8, we could say, and I felt that there was something very delicious about all of what I'm exploring right now. But it's just how all the stories seem to connect so beautifully. So I was able to make a very good association with the story of Job and Genesis, meaning, or the story of Eve and in Genesis and the gods and goddesses. But just to perhaps have a break in that momentum of what we have been exploring. It's one that really resonates with me quite strongly. And perhaps it's because of the 8 number as well, because we are dealing with the number 8. So Eve had 8 entries to Eve in Let There Be, and which is what we're exploring. We are actually exploring these common denominators of each 3 words of each entry. So that's what we really want to do. But I thought, of course, we could have a sort of, for my intermission, have something to do with Moses, which ties in to some degree on the same flair of an essence of what we want to say. So, for those who don't know the story of Moses, and so Moses was the leader he was leading the children from Egypt to Canaan. But there was a time when he had this encounter with God in a burning flame on Mount Sinai. Now, also will come back to this because I want to do the numerical value on Mount Sinai to really, because I feel it has more um, essence to the point that I am making. Although I haven't done it all together, but I am feeling that it really does happen beautifully. So, what happened is we were told that he had a condition. He started, so he had Aaron as the high priest or a priest to go to do the talking to the children of Israel. So there was one thing that we learned that, and I'm thinking it's something to do with intuition. I'm believing it's something to do with that because when Moses was given the commandments to the children of Israel. Let's see. What happened is he came back and he found that they had a golden calf. I think it was a golden calf. And they were worshiping this calf. But what we have not understood here, that the calf was synonymous, of course. I was looking at the word cow when I address this in addressing this. So it was a cow. Let's look at it like this. And calf is CALF. We'll look at that as well to be fair. Um, a golden cow, a golden calf. A calf is a cow. Okay. But this is 3, 6, 5. And this is 11. And 3 is 12, 13, 14. This is 14. Now 14 is 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. Then let's look at the calf. 3, 6. So this is 9, 10, and 3 is 13. Now this is so interesting. This is really, really interesting. To some extent, in all my presentations or encounter with 13, I tend to have a it's as if it's more affiliated or more used among the masculine, or it has this masculine um masculine energy for some reason. I don't know why that I associate it as such. And although it is the house that I call it a house now. It's the place of, it's the incubation. So it's the place of, after a mother has given birth and the child is put in the incubator. That is where the child is given all sorts of things that perhaps the mother is not even aware of. So there's that part to it as well. However, it's the place where bonding and partnership, and it's no wonder it looks like a wisdom tooth, also lies. So back to calf, this is the point I want to make. We understand that Moses, Moses, he was so angry that he broke the tablet, tablet. He broke it and rewrote the commandments. Now, Doesn't it make you wonder that you meet with God and you have this awesome experience with God, and you get so angry that the anger would have would take the better of your emotions, that you lose all control and break the tablet, and then you rewrite, meaning you are redoing God's work. Okay, something God had given you. This is the essence here. The what has transpired here in that story is that it also reminded me of another story. Um, okay, it's going to come, but Moses, let's do the numerical value for Moses, which is 15164. So 64 is 10 and 7 is 17. Now, here's the thing. I think I might have touched on that in a presentation, but 17, when we do the value for God, the word God here is 764. We have the 64 here, 64 and 7 is also 17. This is what we need to understand, that actually Moses had met with God. Now, Had he, did he have another name before numerical value? He met with God because he was also 17. I don't know if that's something to do with his age, but the name was 17, God was 17. So that meant he met with God on a certain path that he felt that had given him enough authority that he could break the commandment, and that meant he just broke a commandment or tablet, and it didn't matter because he was also God. So he saw himself as God. He saw, meaning divided himself, and saw himself as God. However, the other point of what I'm trying to show here is that uh, although we learn that Moses asked of the burning bush, "Who should I say that I have met? Who should I say send me?" Because God have given him this tablet or commandments to take to the children of Israel and to have them to deal with them, because they were also crying out for food, bread, whatever it was. So it was said, "Tell them, I am that I am." We've done this before. I am that I am. AM. It's very interesting what happens here. So this is 9 and this is 1, 4 and 2, 8, 1, 2, 9, 1, 4. We can see how these are uniformed here. Okay, so basically it's like the foundation, which I have just shown on another presentation. It's like the foundation. I am is repeated twice. I am is repeated in the start and in the end. The number 2 is showing such foundation and stability and partnership and duality right there. It's like saying something and repeating it makes it more concise, makes the foundation firmer, which is what happened. Oh, which is what happened with Mother Eve here. This is what is happening in Genesis, for instance, when we see the first sentence or the first entry or the first vocal words going out. Mother Eve has emphasized there are two settings. There are two settings here. Let there be is done in the sequence of three, which is a big insight for us. Let there be, again, that's another one. So that really emphasizes or reinforces that aspect. So there are two aspects to that. We see that here as well. In waters, we also see two sets of waters, and in earth, we see two sets of earth, apart from the make that hadn't happened yet. So all these things happened in sequence, apart from there here, we have this in three, let there be, that is in three. But we can see that the emphasis of um, repetition is exerted right here. Now, Moses was given this command, and he was told to say, I am that I am. And let's add this up, which I have done several times and comes to 5, but in case you are new to this, so we add this is 5 and 9. 5 and 9 is 14. So let's do 14 here. 1 plus 4 is 5. Let's just make it simpler. Now that is 10 and 3 is 13. This is the 13 we are talking about. Here again now, this is the same thing on the other side, which is 10 and 4, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 and 5, 10, and 4 would be 14. So basically, I am that I am equals 14 in direct correlation with the cow which the children of Israel were worshiping, because they knew that the cow is what would give them food. The cow is what would protect them. The cow would give them. But basically, Moses did not approve of them because this was really more leaning to the feminine side. The feminine side. And so perhaps it's no wonder that the children of Israel had such a hard time going and adjusting to all the different conditions that they encountered on this journey. So the number 5, which is what we are talking about, they would have come, they were worshiping the cow. The cow, which is the W, we see it all around nowadays, like 3, okay, but they were worshiping it, but it's that W here, and the W is also like E, and they had the O would be here where the fox would be, so they had the C, ABC. Let's see, the C was here. They started with the C, but the C also offered an eye open here because C is denoting eye. It's your ability to see. It's the ocean. And they had the opportunity to really go into this dimension to opening the third eye. That's what it's all about. But no, the story, of course, had to take a very long turn to get us lost in the plot. Okay, this is a story that I'm going to revisit again and really deconstruct the different aspects of it, and of course so that we can see how we have learned the story and the full meaning behind it. But as I say, Moses gave them, now that's another thing as well. Moses was 8, but he gave them the commandments. And the commandments was to commandments might be 10. Of course, 10 is the tongue as well. So whatever it was that they were looking for, the nurturing side or the centered point here. But Moses was trying to get them right here into this headquarter zone, it would seem like, before they actually had gone into the nurturing and preparation for it. That is what I'm making of it right now. Okay, and that, of course, is subject to review, just to be safe on this side. Okay, now, so let's now of course, I'm going to look at Genesis again because this is where we're at. We are in this Exodus. It feels like, and it's amazing that I should just come up with this Moses and the children of Israel. And now I understand this is the thing about coincidences and synchronicities, because now I'm understanding it feels like we are in this Exodus, and we are in this Exodus. Okay. The Exodus is now to do with number 8, which is in sync with Moses. Okay, and it's also my life path number. All right, so I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found it insightful. If you like this presentation, click the like button and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-full love. Stay blissful, bliss-filled, be a field, and share. Okay, be a field because we are planting your seeds. Of course, you can share your seeds so others plant as well. Thank you.